Hi, welcome back to how to write a platformer game in Java. This is resolving platform collision part 2. So definitely watch part 1 of this series, because in the last video we talked about how to do the math or the algorithm behind resolving platform collisions. In this part 2 we'll write the code for it. And so just very quickly here, here's what we want to do. After we code the program today, we should be able to have gravity and then platform collision. I can't go to that wall, I can't fall through the platform, I can't go, there's no jumping yet, but we'll do that later. So that's what we want to do today. Okay, so I just want to quick, in the last video we talked about this, but I want to quickly recap. So here's the player, here's gravity pulling down, and then if I were to jump, then typically, or jump or move, usually the player will have a horizontal velocity and maybe a vertical velocity for jumping. And then the sprite would jump this way, but we want gravity to pull it down, back into the ground, and then we want these platforms to catch the player. So that's what we want to do. And so in the last video, we talked about the 3 equations. And that is that we have to add gravity. The gravity is only affecting the vertical component of velocity, so we add gravity to change y. So add gravity to change y. And then add change y to center y to update the position, and then add change x to center x to update the x position. And so let's start out with writing that up. So here I have a gravity variable 0.6. You can play around with that to kind of see how you like the floatiness of the character. We're gonna write a method called resolve platform collisions, and this method will take a sprite and then an array list of walls or platforms. And the reason why we have a sprite here is because if I have 2-player, then I can if I have a 2-player game, then I can call this method with each individual player, and then it will resolve platform collision for that player. So this is good to have these parameters. Okay, so let's just kind of follow at least the gravity equation. So I need the sprite s. I want the change y. I need to add my gravity to it. And then I also need to take this now the center y. I add it to the. I need to take the change y, and then add it to center y to update the y position, and then center x. I need to add it, change x to it. So this is the basic gravity equation, and then so this update method, this is updating the player. And you remember the update method actually add change x and change y to center x and center y. So if I'm going to resolve collision, we talked about in the last video that we actually want to do the updating and resolve collision all together. So that means I have to take away this, because I don't want to do it twice. Take away the update here, because this method will do the updating for us. So we make sure we don't do it twice by taking that away, and then we're going to call resolve platform collision with the player and also my platforms. So I'm going to call that method. So if I were to do this just like this, what I have is, well, actually we need to add some. We have gravity now, but notice there's no catching. I'm also going to try to do this. I'm going to give it a horizontal velocity and also a jumping velocity. So again, the y velocity is inverted, so I want this to be, say, negative, I don't know, 10 or something. Let's try that and see if we can see a jumping here. So there it is, jump, and then gravity pulls it down. But again, we don't have a platform collision resolving yet, but that's basically how gravity works. Very basic. So again, see the last video for an explanation of these 3 equations. So now to resolve collision, we want to actually separate these. So I'm going to take this out. So what we talked about last time is that we're going to move in the y direction first, and then resolve the collision, and then move in the x direction. So that way we can do one thing at a time. So I'm actually going to take this and put it down here actually, so that I'm going to move in the y direction first, then resolve any collision. So how do I resolve collision? Well, let me go back and remind you of the algorithm here. So instead of doing this all together, I'm going to add gravity to change y. I move in the vertical direction by adding change y to center y. Then I resolve the collision. Then I do in the x direction. Then I resolve that collision. By doing it separately, we can figure out what happens and how to resolve it easier than trying to do everything at once. So that's the basic algorithm we want to follow. Okay, so here we go. So we're gonna move in the y direction, and then we're gonna create an array list of collision list, and this is we're gonna call the check collision list method that we talked about a few videos ago. This method takes a sprite and a list of sprite and return an array list of things that it collide with. So I want to know which of the sprite S and I call this walls here. So between S and walls, which of the walls or platforms collide with S? And this will return all the array lists of all the platforms in walls that collide with S. So I save that in collision list. Now, if this collision list, so this is an array list, if the size of it is bigger than 0, that means that if I move in the y direction, I did collide with something. So that's what this means. So if I collide with something, then let's try to fix that collision. Okay, so first thing is I want to take out the so again, when I create this list, this could be multiple platforms that I collide with, but because this is a simple game, all my platforms align horizontally and vertically, everything align nicely. Even though this might have multiple things that I collide with, I'm gonna just look at the first one because all of them align nicely. So I'm gonna take it this list and get 0 by getting the first platform. Just get one of them. It doesn't matter because they are gonna be aligned nicely. Okay, so now I do a couple cases. If my change y is positive, so I collide with something and I want to know, am I jumping up or am I falling down? So in this case, positive, again because of the inverted y-axis, positive means that I'm actually falling down. So if I fall down and I collide with something, I want to take my sprite and I want to set the bottom. So again, this is all talked about in the last video. I set the bottom of the player to be equal to the top of the, so I want to get top. So again, I'm falling down. If I'm falling down and I collide with something, then I want to get the top part of the platform and set the bottom of my player to equal to the top of that platform. So again, we talked about this in the last video. And then the other case is that if it's negative, if vertical velocity is negative, that means that I'm jumping up. So if I'm jumping up and I collide with something, then I want to set the top of the player to equal to the bottom of the platform. Right, so you can imagine that, right? If you jump up, then you want to set the top of the player to equal to the bottom of the platform, so that I fix that collision. And then in both cases, I want to change my y velocity to equal 0, so that way I stop falling or jumping. So that's it. That's one direction. And I'm going to basically copy and paste this and do this again for the horizontal direction. So now I'm going to move in the x direction and then fix my collision. So by doing it in each separate direction, I can easily figure out what happens. So now I want to move in the x direction, and this is now the x. So change x to center x, and I want to compute this again, but I don't need to declare it because I already declared. I just want to reinitialize. So again, check for collision. I move in the x direction. Did I collide with something? If this is bigger than 0, that means I did collide with something. So let's fix it. Because again, everything aligned nicely. I take out the first things that I collide with, and now I want to do in the x direction. If I'm going right, if my change x is positive, if I'm moving right, I want to set the right side of my sprite to equal to the left side of my platform. Does that make sense, right? So think about that, right? If I'm moving right, I want the right side of my player to equal to the left side of the platform. And then if I'm going left, then I want to set the it's the opposite, the left side of my platform, of my player, to equal to the right side of my platform. So again, we talked about this in the last video. So go ahead and look at that last video to kind of see some pictures of that. Yeah, but that's basically it. That's the entire platform resolution, which is actually pretty simple if you look at that algorithm that we talked about in the last video, and then the code here is actually not that bad. So let me test this by running it. There it is, jumping. And then, so again, I just give this a, so remember I gave this initial horizontal and jumping position. So again, let's see that again. So it's going to jump and move right, and then the platform is going to catch it. So now if I want to let's turn it off. If I make this to 0, so that now let's control the player. So now falling, I can move right, I can move left. If I initialize my player to be at a different place, say 400, so that I can maybe, so there's the platform resolution. If I move down, it will catch me again. There it is. That's the kind of a very important algorithm in this game. In the next video, we'll talk about how to do jumping. Okay, thanks for watching.